This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. Nome, Alaska serves as the hub community for the Native villages in the Bering Strait region. That means most people are reliant on travel to Nome for essential medical services. Now, most of those communities have passed self-quarantine requirements for anyone entering their villages to prevent the spread of COVID-19. KNOM's Emily Hofstetter reports the local hospital, Norton Sound Health Corporation, is setting up living units in Nome to help patients in need of a temporary place to quarantine.
Most villages have some type of wording in their local travel ordinances that allow for patients to leave and re-enter for medical assistance, providing that they undergo self-quarantine when they return home. But in Western Alaska, residents are also faced with overcrowded housing, reduced flight schedules out to the villages, and, as always, the potential for weather delays. This means that during this pandemic, there are likely to be people stuck in Nome in need of a place to serve their quarantine. NSHC Medical Director Dr. Mark Peterson says that Norton Sound is preparing living units all throughout Nome to help medical travelers undergo that process safely.
These units are in a variety of locations. Some of them are very close to the hospital, so we can access them very quickly and easily with staff. And some are located in other parts of the community, but they'll all be very comfortable units that have bedroom, bathroom, and other amenities.
Peterson says NSHC has 150 living units prepared for patients in Nome. Some of those are currently vacant apartments and even potentially hotel rooms that are currently closed by city mandate. The Norton Sound region has not yet had a confirmed case of COVID-19, but Peterson says that if and when that happens, the quarantine units are meant to be turned into full isolation units. Right now, NSHC only has units available in Nome. Dr. Peterson explains that the hospital is also working with Cowarik, the local tribal consortium, to identify spaces in each of the Bering Strait communities that could be used as quarantine or isolation units locally.
We also know that we have the schools available should we need them. So just like in Nome, we're getting isolation and quarantine units all on a master plan. We're doing the same with the villages as well. So as soon as they're needed, we'll know where patients can go if they can't stay home.
Reporting in Nome, I'm Emily Hofstetter.
The Crow Tribe of Indians in Montana confirmed its first COVID-19 case last week. According to a press release, the individual who tested positive is in self-isolation. The tribe has extended a stay-at-home order through April 30th. And the Fort Peck tribes in Montana last week notified residents of 2 cases within the boundaries of the reservation. 2 healthcare employees tested positive, according to a post on the Fort Peck, Assiniboine, and Sioux COVID-19 information Facebook page. Tribal officials are asking residents to comply by the tribe's shelter-in-place order. The Oglala Sioux Tribe in South Dakota has issued a new lockdown order. The tribe ordered a lockdown last week after the first case of COVID-19 on the reservation was confirmed. A non-tribal citizen who traveled to California and returned to the reservation tested positive. The initial lockdown was lifted Friday, so residents on the reservation could get food and other essential items. On Saturday, a mandatory 14-day lockdown order of the Pine Ridge Reservation was issued. A curfew and shelter-in-place will be enforced, as well as border monitoring. A homeless shelter has been established on the reservation for people who have nowhere else to shelter at this time. Tribal officials and members of the Tribal COVID-19 Task Force are updating residents on the radio and on social media. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by the Sonosky Chambers Law Firm, championing tribal sovereignty and defending Native American rights since 1976, with offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska. Support for law and justice-related programming provided by Hobbs, Strauss, Dean & Walker, LLP, a national law firm dedicated to promoting and defending tribal rights for more than 30 years. More information available at hobbsstrauss.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.